尔星球发生异变，第3小队队长被困，急需支援。
这次任务很危险，你一定要去吗？
我一定要去找到他。
如果你也被困，我怎么跟队长交代呀？
没事，无论如何我都要找到他。
Back to APIROL, if I'm saying that correctly. To me, this was about coming to terms with loss. And I just really thought that there was a lot in this short. Very nice acting. I mean, there's very minimal speaking or dialogue in this, so I thought it was just great acting on the lead actress to be able to carry this film. Very interesting take on this subject. I really liked when she was smelling the jacket, and especially when she came up out of her memories from smelling the jacket, and the visual of her coming out of the jacket and just having a hard time breathing was just really powerful. Really nice music. Oh, there's a lens shot that I really liked. It was where it kind of looked like the eye blinking. And to me, it was like you were seeing through her eyes, her memories. Very nice visuals throughout. I just thought this was a really interesting take on grief. Really nice camera work with her running and seeing the front angle, because I got to see her struggle in her face as she's running. All the montage of her running, I just thought was really well done in the struggle that she was having of coming to terms, to me, of going through grief, having these memories and I don't know if coming to terms is really the right word, because you never really probably get over grief or the loss of somebody. You always have it in the back of your mind, but I just thought this was a really interesting perspective, and I liked it a lot. So great job to everybody.
Back to APIROL. This was a good sci-fi short, very dramatic. I can see the struggles of the main character trying to get to her final goal, try to find him again. Although it proves to be very difficult, she keeps breaking down. But the good thing about the main character is, although she breaks down, then she stands up again. So nobody can defeat the main character. She's a feisty woman, she's strong, so she will do everything possible to get to her final goal. I think this was the main feature of the short. I also love the special effects, and on top of the character, the performance itself. I think the main actress is very believable and very talented, and the director managed to enhance the acting through a good direction and a super engaging cinematography with plenty of moving shots and absolutely magnificent photography. So overall, I think it was a great short, very well done. Congratulations.
All right, I just finished watching Back to APIROL. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm not sure if it's April. By the way, I thought this was a strong piece. It had a really great visual aesthetics locked into the one room. I thought the actress did a really great job. There's not a lot of dialogue, but she had to carry the piece emotionally through her interaction with what she was seeing on the screen. And I thought there was a very relatable sort of construct of hiding from the world and living through a screen. And there was sort of an idea of breaking out. There's images of the rocket. Later on, there were images of her running, and I thought it was sort of a contrast to what her occasion in life was within the apartment, and sort of what she wanted to be outside, or how she wanted to express herself in her true sense, outside of the depression or whatever was holding her in that particular apartment or putting her in that place. And I thought it was about sort of transitioning into a more free version of herself, and I felt like a lot of the visual cues ended up matching that. So I ended up thinking it had a great emotional undercurrent because of that. And I ended up enjoying it mainly because it had a great sense of mood and a sort of a mixed media approach, especially towards the end. They gave it a good sense of style. So I ended up thinking it was a well done piece overall.
Back to APIROL. Well, I so enjoyed this film. It was futuristic and a little haunting and mysterious. Beautiful, soft color hues were used, and a beautiful soundtrack to accompany the film. The retelling of this woman's mission to find her missing astronaut spouse, it just really got to the heart. I love the blinking eye transitions of scenes when she's having memory recall of her spouse going missing, and she's draped at the time underneath his jacket that she's kept. The increasing progression of the woman in parallel scenes of her in a full run. It was very emotional. Just a touching love story. I really enjoyed it.
Poor girl, living in a memory like that. She can't move on. When this film first started, I thought with her watching a movie over and over that maybe she was celebrity obsessed, but then the twist was that she's mourning a lost love and wishing she could go back in time when things fell apart. It made it a great twist. It made it very emotional. I love when films use very little dialogue and tell the story through images, which this one did. It makes it so much more impactful when the image and the score, what you're seeing on the screen, is so much more important than the dialogue that the characters are speaking. This film with very little dialogue captured the essence of drama through that, because you were able to tell through animations, through memory, and through smell, even when she sniffs the jacket and puts herself in, how powerful the mind is. And it's shown throughout image and music rather than talking. You could tell that this was a happy relationship, and then it dissolved, and this girl regrets how that happened.
I liked Back to Aeropole. It was a vibe. I want to shout out the title game. I think people don't shout out opening and closing title credit design enough. Those were some A1 title designs, because they weren't like, oh, cookie cutter, whatever. They felt like they matched the vibe and added to the story. So I wanted to shout that out. But the story itself was really creative and really engrossing, and it had me feeling. I like the idea of like going to that place, like a smell, an object, whatever can like take you back to a spot or transport you somewhere else, and like fill you with emotions in that way. And I thought the way that was portrayed here was really creative and really well done. The graphics were dope. So overall, really well done. Good job.
I actually loved Back to Aperol. It's very keenly felt. It's a very moving snapshot of grief and loss. Like at its center of the film, you have this really amazing sequence of like this procession of like memories. It's like really sumptuously cinematic, but it's also like innovative, both technologically and narratively. And it perfectly captures that sense of like roving memory and all those memories coming back at you at once, which is like I said, it's keenly felt. It's really emotional. And I think the kind of parallels between the film that she's watching and what she's going through give great metaphorical shape to what she's feeling, which really kind of enhances the experience and gives it a greater clarity, which is really clever. And then that shot where she like takes her head out from the jacket breathlessly, like that's like shattering. That's top tier. That's brilliant. I think it's just overall a very emotionally articulate, expressive, and quite innovative little film, which gives you something that kind of really stays with you. It's really impressive.